I have risen from my 2020 booktube slumber to tell you to wash your damn hands. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Steph, and it has been a while. Like, almost 3 months to the day, because I haven't filmed since before Christmas, and I think the last time I released a video was either Christmas Eve or Christmas, so it's been a bit. You may also notice that I'm not in my usual location. I'm in a corner now. That's my poster. You can't even see it. And my Hobbit sword. But we're getting off track. We're here to talk about actual book things. Yay. Completely gonna pass up on all the horror that's happening in the world and how we're all just doomed. No. Let's just focus on fictional worlds and also not fictional worlds, because I've been reading a lot of non-fiction murder stuff, so that's always very fun. I'm also very cold, so that's why I'm shimmying it up in this not very warming blanket, but we're coping. I don't know where I was going with that. I've missed making videos, missed filming videos, but my old laptop ran on Windows 7 and it's not supported anymore, so I'm afraid to even turn it on. Yeah, so now I'm coming at you from an iPad that I impulsively bought because I didn't want to be a burden to anyone when we went to a store that was out of the way. And yeah, now I have an iPad that I've been using digital art on, which is why I have this weird glove thing on. And yep, I decided to try getting a video editor and try filming a video and see how it works. Hopefully I can even upload this. If not, this is just going to sit on here. It's going to be weird, but here we are. Also, with this editor, I think I may be able to put stuff on screen, which would be really cool when I'm talking about books and no one knows what the book looks like, and I don't have it in my possession because I've listened to a lot of audiobooks this year. I think I've only exclusively done audiobooks so far this year, and 1 month I read nothing. Thank God it was the shortest month of the year. Tina's hot pizza rolls. Tina's, everybody's lit up as their dinner. I should really get my book that has all the things that I've read written down on it. I shall return. Did y'all miss how wild? I just dropped something. We're just gonna ignore that happened. All right. How do I sit so that I am in frame? Because I'm currently just on the ground and my knees hurt. This was such a good idea to do. So let's talk. First of all, I didn't get a full book finished until halfway through January. Last year in January, I read like so many books. I read it like, I think 8 books. And this year I managed 3. And the first one wasn't until halfway through January. So I was feeling real great about my 2020 reading odds. What if I go like this and like this, because my God, my knees hurt from doing the propped up thingy. Yeah, there's a box right there. We're in some real classy filming conditions, guys. So let's just open up the bullet journal and get into this. Okay, that should be decent enough. I hate the chin thing I got going on here, but that's just my face and we have to deal. First book I finished in 2020 was a book called The Two-Family House. I'll leave it on screen for you right here. I thought it was a phenomenal read. I found it at a thrift store. So I actually own a copy of this book, but I'm too lazy to go back and dig it out of my little dragon hoard. So that's why we're resorting to the screen thing right here. Fancy. I'm also looking at the screen rather than the dot, which is like, I can obviously see that it's not good, but I miss filming with my camera. The Two-Family House takes place in the mid 1900s to early 1900s. I think it was around the 40s. But we don't really talk about like any of the world wars or anything like that. It's focused on these two families, 2 brothers and their wives and their children. They live in a house that one family gets the upstairs, one family gets the downstairs. It's like apartment up here, apartment down here, set up. And both wives end up pregnant around the same time, and they're both really excited. One family, it's all girls. The other family, it's all boys. So each girl is hoping to have the opposite of what they've been having. And one's like really snowy and like to the point where they can't get out to the hospital, and they have to like have someone come to the house kind of night, and their husbands are in another state. They both have babies that decide, hey, it's time. After that, my hand's in the way. Here we go. After that, both we follow these families growing up, and we see like growing resentment between the mothers. We see like a growing distance between them. We see the brothers like evolve. It was just a really good story. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised because, like I said, I just picked it up on a whim at a thrift store because it looked interesting, and it was actually phenomenal. It was such a good book. It was about seeing this family come apart and seeing like everything this family has to go through, and like the trauma and the good times and the bad times. It was a really good story, and I would highly recommend that book. Like I said, it's right over here unless I didn't do it. Then you can yell at me in the comments, but right now, it's a good book. So like, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll leave links down in the description of like actual authors because I'm trash and I don't write it down. I just write down, here's the book, here's the length, here's when I read it, here's when I rated it. Ha! Next up, I read Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. That's one I do know because it is a really popular book. I was so excited to finally get the audiobook for Good Omens, but I was also nervous because everyone was saying, if you like the show, you're not gonna like the book. Other people were, the show is very book loyal. You're gonna like either one. And it's just, people had me worried about this book. That's why I put off on it. But it came in, my audiobook hold came in, and I was just like, let's do it. And people were right, it is very accurate to the show. I don't think there's many points or any that didn't make it into the show or weren't like mentioned in some way. It was fantastic. I really loved that book. It was a long one, I think, but I read everything on double speed because my brain can't comprehend anything less, because my last 2 brain cells need some kind of stimulation. And so if you don't know about Good Omens, it is an angel and a demon trying to stop the end of the world and end times, because the Antichrist is on Earth and the end times are coming, so it's fun. Super interesting. I love how with the 4 horsemen there is pollution instead of pestilence. It's just more fitting to now. And I just really love that book. I like that story. I really want to get the edition with Michael Sheen and David Tennant on the cover because I love that one. I love the show. I watched the show with my brother and it was so good. That was worth getting the Amazon Prime trial to watch that show. Next up is Two Girls Down. It is a thriller, kind of suspense novel. And I've been reading a lot of true crime, like within the last month of January and like last month of 2019 and coming into 2020. I've been, like, a lot of the true crime stuff and like just kind of crimey stuff in general I've been really into. And Two Girls Down just kind of appeared. I don't remember if I was looking what I was looking for. I may have been looking for thrillers or adult novels. I don't know what I put into like my library app, but I found Two Girls Down. It is about 2 girls who get kidnapped, like broad daylight in the middle of a Target parking lot, and it is the following investigation to find them and make sure that everything is good with that. I thought it was a really good book. I really enjoyed the story that it put out, and like the 2 guys trying to find these gals. We had a private investigator from California, and we had a retired cop who left because of something that happened in the precinct, and it was just a really good story. I'm just really into true crime stuff though, and all of this kind of stuff, so I may be fairly biased, but I thought it was a good story. I did not see the twist coming. I liked how they presented information and facts, and it was interesting. I really liked it. February got a bit depressy for me, so no reading was done. I drew like at least once a day, and I tried to, but otherwise, nope, there's no reading got done. I did get through the Valentines. I sent out a book, and a book got sent to me. I got a My Chemical Romance book, like I cannot stress enough how excited I was for this book, and my bookish Cupid, Dylan, absolutely nailed it. I'm leaving their link in the description because, oh my god, I was so excited for this book. I just recently put it on my wish list too, and I freaked out when I opened the package because I was leaving. It was like I'm walking out my door, the Amazon guy is like, here's a thing, and I'm like, thanks for the thing, and I'm like trying to walk down the stairs, open this thing, and it is the My Chemical Romance book, Not the Life It Seems, like the unofficial like biography from like 2013 or 14, and I was so excited. That was like the only physical book that I even read parts of. I'm just, thank, I know, like, we talked on DM, Dylan, but if you're watching this, thank you so much. I legit, like, squealed. I was so excited for that freaking book. That was awesome, dude. Alright, let's get some March, where some more progress was made. I was very excited. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been kind of posting screen caps of the audiobooks I've been getting and screaming about when certain audiobooks hit my radar, or on my radar, but, like, they're available to me because a library is like, hey, guess what? Someone else turned it back in and the process comes on. Now it's your turn. I got to read Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness. And this one is Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye. This was their autobiography. And it was really short. I think on double speed it came out to maybe 3 hours. So it's about a 6.5 hour audiobook, not on double speed. And I was very excited for this because I did read Tan Francis. I got Tan Francis' book done back in 2019, and now I have Jonathan's book done. I want to get, I'm going to butcher his name, Carmo's book. I know I said that so wrong. Like, in my head, I can say it perfectly, but out loud, like, my mouth's like, ha. I also want to read, like, I want to read all the books that the Queer Eye guys have put out, and I am well on that journey because I also read, like, the book they put out collectively, Queer Eye, but we're not there yet because that was the last book I finished yesterday. So let's get back to Jonathan's book. So Jonathan's book really goes into, like, the journey throughout their life, growing up, their parents' divorce, like, the different substance abuse that they went through trying to cope with everything. And it was really hard to read at points, but it's also like, look at how far they've come, look at how, like, how good they're doing now. It's really uplifting to see that they were able to pull themselves, with the help of a supportive system around them, really, like, able to pull themselves up and make a name for themselves, make a life for themselves. Like, they have a freaking Pop-Tart commercial now, man. They are living their best life, and I'm so happy that they were able to, like, rise above, and I'm probably not saying it right, but I'm just really happy that they were able to make it past and make it through these really hard, difficult times and become the person that they are now. And I'm just really happy for him, and honestly, I would love to give him a hug. Next up is An American Predator. That one is nonfiction, so it was dark. It was about the hunting down this worst serial killer of all or something. I think it was like a Canadian, no, Alaskan or Canadian serial killer. I think it was Alaska. Yeah, they go after him for one murder, but it turns out he's murdered a few people. Hey, and he's one of those guys who's like, give me what I want or I won't give you the location of my other victims. So he was a great guy. Next up, very excited, I read Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. And I talked about this on Twitter, but reading the audiobook, it may have been a mistake for me because my last two brain cells, even though these people had different voice actors, my last two brain cells could not distinguish the brothers, and I kept getting really confused as I was reading, like which one has the powers, which one does, what's going on. It was a really good book. It was really interesting to see Adam Silvera mix fantasy with reality we have now. Like, there's still Instagram, YouTube, there's probably YouTubers, but there's also, like, these celestials, which are beings with magical powers. And it was a really interesting take on this, like, blending of genres. And I pretty enjoyed it. I would love to, like, to actually sit down and read it through rather than listening to it, because listening was not comprehensive to my brain at all. But yeah, I can't wait for book 2 whenever that is, and plus the book is freaking gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. And we're moving on now. I just highly recommend that book. Adam Silvera killed it. And finally, I read Queer Eye. Like, there's a little tagline to it, but it's the Queer Eye book that all of them put out together. Is there an echo on here? Because there's an echo right here because I'm sitting next to a box. Oh, this is going so fun. Did you guys miss me? Because I missed this. Anywho, I read Queer Eye. It was like a 2-hour audiobook. It's like 4 hours on regular speed, 2 hours double speed. So I got through that in one day, really, like, while I was working before the store opened, because I do the cleaning, which is going to be so fun now with the coronavirus. But, like, I do the cleaning, and while I'm cleaning the bathroom, I put on an audiobook or I put on music so I can, like, it helps me track things and make sure I'm getting things done. But Anywho, it was really fun. We got to hear from all 5 of the guys, all talking about like their role, their audition process, a little bit of growing up, but like not too much. If you've read Tan's book and Jonathan's book, and like all the guys' separate books, it adds more to the experience, I think. So I've read 2 of the 4. I think Anthony also has a book out. Oh, but like most of them have their own books out. So if you've read like their books and then you read this book, you kind of get an added experience to it, I would believe. And yeah, it was cool. Anthony gave us some recipes. Carmo gave us some tips on living our best lives. Bobby gave us some interior design tips. Jonathan gave us some grooming tips, and then Tan gave us some fashion tips. And it was cool. And at the very end, like, I set a table together and tell you how to plan a rockin' dinner party. So if I ever get friends, I'll put that information to good use. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. I've already been filming for almost 20 minutes. This is a mess. I am currently reading Frankly in Love, which is one that I have a physical copy through Book of the Month YA, because they're like, hey, if you promote this on your social media, we'll send you a free book for whatever reason. And I did it. And it's one that people have been like really, they were really anticipating it. Everyone was really excited for it. I don't know what I expected, because I'm not a big fan of the fake dating trope. And I'm about 2 or 3 hours into it, and I'm not super loving it. I like the concept, but it's just like the concept of this book on its own, but it's like I'm just not super enjoying it. And I don't want to DNF it, but I also want to move on to the next book that I got, because I just got one of my like really anticipated books on hold. And it's like, do I DNF when I'm already so far in, or do I just keep going and boost my reading goal, because I'm already behind from not reading it all in the month of February? Yeah, that's my dilemma right now. But that is all I've got for you guys today. I'm gonna go put on my long sleeve shirt because I'm cold. This corner is cold, and I might go do some drawing stuff later. If you guys want like drawing videos more, because I posted one but it wasn't very good, drawing Shira characters, I can do like try to do something really good on the tablet and post a time lapse on here, because I've been doing some of that on TikTok and posting pretty much everything I draw every day on TikTok, so it's been a fun outlet for me. Yeah, I haven't been posting here, but I've been posting on TikTok literally all of 2020 and the end of 2019, so if you want to follow me, it's Steph Okay on TikTok and see my crappy art that I've somehow convinced 400 people to follow. Check it out. Anywho, if you guys actually do watch this and it makes it to your sub box somehow after not posting for actually 3 months because of how hard things got, like, thank you for watching, and thank you for not unsubscribing. I know I haven't been totally active, and I've been sucking at this, and I've been wanting to get the camera, but there's been so many factors going on. There's so much stress, and now we have an added stress that is a worldwide thing. But it's like, I don't know, there's some things we can do to kind of take our minds off it. And for me, I miss booktube, I miss filming, I miss reading, I miss interacting with the community, and I missed you guys. That's really it. So hopefully I'll have more content for you after this, because I missed it. Alright, hopefully this editing software works and I can actually get this up for you. See you later.